I cheated on my wife.
Ned Fulmer, once the wife guy of YouTube, adored for putting his marriage on a pedestal. But in 2022, his perfect image imploded. Fans caught him in public, kissing a Try Guys employee. His wife Ariel didn't find out from him. She found out from strangers on the internet. Overnight, Ned went from wholesome family man to the internet's biggest hypocrite. He lost his career, his reputation, and the trust of millions who once cheered for him. But why has his downfall never ended? To understand, we need to rewind to where his story began. Before the scandal, Ned Fulmer was living the dream. From BuzzFeed sketch videos to co-founding the Try Guys, he helped turn a goofy experiment into one of YouTube's biggest brands. With millions of subscribers and sold-out tours, the Try Guys became a cultural staple, funny, relatable, and approachable. And among the four, Ned carved out a unique persona. He wasn't just the dad of the group, he was the wife guy. In nearly every video, Ariel was mentioned. In TikToks, in podcasts, even in compilations fans made, his love for her was the punchline, and people adored it. That constant devotion wasn't just a personal trait. It became his brand. Ned was the loyal husband, the doting father, the perfect family man. It was a role fans believed in. It was also the very image that would make his eventual betrayal sting so much worse. The cracks didn't appear behind closed doors. They exploded in public. In September 2022, fans spotted Ned with Alex, a Try Guys producer, kissing at a club. Photos and videos spread across TikTok and Reddit within hours. For most, it was shocking. For Ariel, it was devastating. She didn't hear it from Ned. She learned the truth from strangers on the internet. This wasn't a rumor or speculation. It was evidence, caught in broad daylight, and it shattered the very persona Ned had built his career on. The wife guy wasn't just unfaithful, he was careless, arrogant, and convinced no one would notice. In one night, the wholesome image that drew millions of fans collapsed, and for the Try Guys, it created a crisis they couldn't ignore. The fallout was immediate. Within days, the Try Guys launched a full investigation with lawyers, HR, and PR teams. The verdict was clear. Ned had to go. On Twitter, the group posted the announcement. Ned Fulmer is no longer working with the Try Guys. Behind the scenes, they were scrambling to edit him out of videos, scrap unreleasable projects, and manage the financial losses his actions caused. For years, their brand was built on relatability and trust. And Ned's affair wasn't just a personal betrayal, it was a business disaster. Fans felt lied to, the group felt blindsided, and the damage to their reputation was undeniable. The Try Guys cut him off completely. But while his career with them ended in silence, Ned wasn't done. He was already plotting a comeback. After months of silence, Ned reappeared with a rebrand. His new project? A podcast called Rock Bottom. The title alone made it clear he wanted to turn his scandal into content. The first guest was none other than Ariel. Headlines had recently claimed they were still together, but in the opening minutes, Ariel revealed the truth. They had been separated for years. What followed was awkward, raw, and painful to watch. Ned dodged responsibility, offering excuses instead of apologies. Ariel, meanwhile, made it clear she hadn't forgiven him. At times, she even laughed at his attempts to explain himself. What was meant to be a redemption arc quickly turned into a public reminder of why people lost respect for him in the first place. The podcast didn't rebuild his image. It buried it further. If Ned thought his podcast would earn sympathy, the reaction proved otherwise. Fans called it exploitative, a desperate attempt to cash in on the very scandal that destroyed him. Ariel came across as honest and hurt. Ned came across as defensive, still dodging accountability. Even his former Try Guys colleagues weren't silent. Keith posted a cryptic TikTok telling fans, "Just don't look." On Instagram, he reminded viewers to support the new Try Guys projects, not Ned's. For them, the podcast wasn't a comeback. It was a slap in the face. Across social media, the verdict was unanimous. Ned wasn't sorry. He was just sorry he got caught. And by trying to spin his downfall into content, he only fueled the fire that kept his reputation in ruins. Ned Fulmer's story doesn't have a clean ending. Every attempt at a comeback only digs the hole deeper. From wife guy to workplace scandal, from public disgrace to failed podcast host, his downfall hasn't stopped because he's never truly owned up to what he did. When your entire brand is built on love, loyalty, and family, betrayal isn't just a mistake, it's unforgivable. Fans don't see a man trying to rebuild. They see someone still chasing clout from the very scandal that destroyed him. That's why his downfall never ends. Because redemption requires accountability. And Ned Fulmer still hasn't found it. Ned Fulmer built his image on loyalty and destroyed it with betrayal. His scandal wasn't just a mistake. It was the death of his brand. This was his downfall, and it isn't over. I'm Tales Script. Subscribe for more stories of fame, scandal, and the truth that brings it all crashing down.